All right, you guys are just gonna be like, hey man, we know that you think Madden 26 is gonna be good. I always, anytime we just go over notes, so I read through the notes, right? I listened and watched videos on people who have played the game, not just EA trying to tell you, but W's got a really good video out there. He went down and he played the game, and so we're gonna talk about it. And it does sound like Madden 26 is going to be better than Madden 25. And I think that is a really low bar because I don't think Madden 25 was really that good. It certainly was, to me personally. Again, you can always have your own opinion. It was less fun than other Madden. Okay. A couple things. You guys can obviously read all the notes that EA has posted out there. You can go watch what other people have said. I just want to highlight some of the things to me that feel like they will make a difference. And Dubby covered a lot of this really, really well. And we can get going on it. A couple points here to start. Not all good. Not all good. Baseline is gone. I think that baseline is really important because the game doesn't know how to properly align. The game doesn't know how to properly align in certain defensive formations versus certain offensive formations. Right? So I don't really like that that's a thing. I like that the zone stems. In concept, it seems to be pretty good, right? Conservative ball carrier is also gone. And I am a fan of that. I don't think you should be able to just say, nah, I'm not going to fumble, but I won't spin. Why? Like that's part of the game. You know, you can still cover the ball with RB or whatever. And that's okay. Like there's a separate mechanic that you have to do. But if you're on conservative, you really just weren't going to be fumbling kind of at all. There's also one thing I really, really don't know if it's going to be good or bad is abilities not being 100% of the time. This is something that I've always kind of felt really specific abilities shouldn't always work, but I am also the largest proponent of make the stats matter. Make them matter. Okay? If you have good zone coverage, I don't need you just in place. I want you to be able to knock the ball out more often, right? So now say a flat zone KO and it always KO. Again, in theory, that sounds okay. But if we're having something like that with really specific types of abilities, you know, I think that those sort of don't need to always work. But if that's not going to work, then the coverage in the game has to actually be appropriate, right? It was also mentioned that throw out of sack sort of animations and all that seem to not be a thing. If you get hit when you're throwing, it's a sack. Which is fine. That is fine as long as it doesn't lead to a bunch of random interceptions and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't really go great with that. Another key point that, again, do I like it? Maybe. Do you like it? We'll see. We'll see. Is that you can tell your offensive line to not block someone, right? And the real key point of that is the hovering meta that has been in the game for forever, essentially. Now, if there's always going to be counters. So if you say like, hey, don't block the user that is just like standing in the gap, and they don't block them, and you just click off because you realize he's unblocked, well, you're going to get a free rusher. So there's some balance in there. So those are really high level things that I don't like. I'm not sure how it's going to be. Again, I haven't played the game. So if I haven't played the game, it's hard to give my opinion on how these things and how these mechanics are really going to work. But even if you have played the game, and this is no slight to anyone at all, it's just the truth. And I think a lot of the guys who have played the game understand this. You have to play the game a lot. You have to play the game online. You have to play the game against other people. You have to play it against randoms to truly understand and feel how the game is going to be. Let's go through the rest of this. Let's see what we like and don't like. Now that the NFL season is over, we're going to be shifting our focus over on PrizePicks to NBA and MLB baseball. All you have to do is use your sports knowledge, pick more or less, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And for new users right now, if you sign up using code CC, all you have to do is make your first deposit, play a lineup, and you will get $50 instantly into your account. And to sign up, all you have to do is click the link in the description down below or go to the App Store. Either way, make sure you are using code CC when you sign up. So it's time to check out PrizePicks, get winning, have some fun, boys. Let's get back to the video. Let's have a great day. Good luck on all your lineups. Now, there's going to be a lot of this stuff, which is visuals. Some it's going to be for online competitive modes, some it's not going to be for online competitive modes. If you care more about the visuals of the game, obviously I would go through and read this kind of more specifically. I'm not going to cover that. One thing that I didn't really like about Madden 25 was the fact that we had College Football 25. And to me, College Football 25, in my personal opinion, was a more fun game to play. More fun. A lot of that came from the control and the user left stick, as they would always call it. It sounds like Madden 25 or Madden 26 is taking a leap towards what College Football 25 was, but maybe not all the way. So again, an increase in user stick skill is always going to be good. You're going to, there's a lot of this stuff in there. The quarterbacks are going to throw different, all this sort of stuff. Different ball holds. It is what it is, right? Scrambling on the run, you can spin behind the line of scrimmage and all that sort of stuff. Different passing animations, different arm slots. Again, all good enough. Fine. We got to wait and see how that really works, right? And some of this is going to be really something, maybe nothing. Playmakers obviously still going to be there. You can still do stuff behind the line. Traits, again, traits will matter, will not matter, I guess. I don't know. AI quarterback improvements, again, me personally don't care. Adaptive counters, again, a lot of that is just sort of as you're playing in certain things. We can kind of scroll through here again if you want to look. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of new plays and all that. Debbie mentioned that with like play flipping, and not even necessarily play flipping, but coming out in one play in a playbook and going to a different play in a different formation, still obviously going to be a thing. And that's going to be a difference with run commits and all that. Now, some things that they didn't really mention in here, and we're at the first point I really want to talk about. What Debbie did mention is it seems like RPOs potentially could be a little worse. I think that's a good thing. I don't think they should be overpowering, right? But I also think about it when I believe they first came into the game in Madden 20. I mentioned this is either going to break the game in a good way or break the game in a bad way. And it was a bad way. Because it's really hard for them to code. It's a very, very difficult thing for them to code. So we'll see how that goes. Coaching adjustments. You can now just bring your safeties down to wherever you want. Right? Again, very good. You don't have to pick double safety blitz and audible over. That's good. I like the sound of that. That's just better, right? Again, they talk about removing conservative ball carrier, all that. Weather, again, maybe that's your thing. Maybe it's not your thing. I don't really look at that. They obviously talk about player movement here. New depth charts and positions. Again, might as well. It's fine to have in there. It's fine to add in there. The problem with depth charts, if you're playing Ultimate Team, is that you always have to put your guy in the right spot on your depth chart in the game, on your lineup screen to get like the chemistries and all that sort of stuff. I would like to see something like that go away personally, especially as we get deeper into something like this. So yes, that's not all. They're obviously going to have to remove restrictions on depth charts, but wear and tear is going to be in there, so it's going to be harder for all these players to be successful. I get it. Again, how they do with pass coverage and all this sort of stuff. They can write whatever they want in the blog. I don't care what they write until we see it with our own fingers, okay? So I'm not even going to worry about what they think about coverages, right? You are able to do some different things with coverages, right? It always sounds good. It always sounds good, okay? It just sounds good. but we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. I don't know. Route commit is now going to be a thing in the game, where you can more heavily commit to shading, essentially. And again, that's fine if someone really, really wants to take away a corner route. They can do that, you know. But then if you run a post, it's gonna be open. Again, risk and reward. If as long as there's a risk and reward, I'm totally fine talking about physics-based gameplay. Again, what do we have? Boom tech this year. I thought that was completely stupid, so I don't really read and worry about that sort of stuff. You can go through it and look through it if you really want. You can trust them, or you can not trust their word. Really hard to trust their word, because I promise you, every year they write this long blog and they talk about all the super cool things in the game, and then it's like, that's not really how it is, right? Sounds cool, like this is what you wanted to do, but you just couldn't get it. Football games are hard to build. That's fine. Again, more leverage. Leverage system here, also good, right? If you crash your line left, they should go left. Crash your line right, they should shed to the right. That sort of thing, all good. Like to see that. The pass block mechanics, again, that is fine. We'll see how it all works. You know, you never know. We'll see how that plays out in the long run. And then this is where they talk about abilities will no longer passive abilities. The impact outcomes will no longer have any built-in guarantees to them. Again, some of this stuff is fine. It's fine. But you know what I would like? I would like my pick artist to catch the ball every time. I don't need him to have one hand, or in the next play he has two fingers. Same thing with like clerk artist, right? But there are certain things that it makes sense. Makes sense to have. It's there's a lot of them in here, and you can't just, like, I don't want to cover them all. But some of the stuff seems like okay, you know, backfield master. I believe that's backfield mismatch plus routes. So like, I need to always have my route. I need to always be able, like, if I have a spin cycle, I need to be able to spin, you know. So we'll see if that's exactly how this works. I mean, this is a long list of stuff, and again, I think that it is fine that some things won't always work, but this is also a thing I expect tuning to happen to as well. So how it is in the beginning won't be how it is in the end. They may like it, they may not like it. People may hate it, people may love it. You don't know until you play the game, okay? And obviously skills trainer and some of this other stuff that they talk about. So again, on a very general level, does Madden 26 sound like a good game? I don't know if it sounds like a good game. I do not know if it's going to be a good game. I have no idea. Does it sound like it's better than Madden 25? It does. It does sound like it's going to be better. And I don't think that's a very high bar for them to reach to either. So if you are on the fence, this isn't a, hey, go pre-order that game. I'm not going to tell you to go pre-order the game. You don't have to. You really don't have to. You could probably free trial the game. You know, you can wait to see until people really play the game if that's the way you want to go. Absolutely go for it. Again, these games are asking for money, $60 to $130. I don't care who you are. It's not cheap, right? If you're on the fence, stay on the fence. Let's wait and see. Me, I'm obviously just going to dive right in and have very strong opinions one way or another. But I feel like EA really does need to overhaul on football games. They're still running like Frostbite engine, and I feel like until they get off of that, we're kind of going to be stuck in the same things where the new features and the new cool things that we really will care about were just things we had like Madden 21, Madden 22, you know, or Madden 18 or whatever it is. So just bringing those old things kind of back and be like, look, it's new. It's like, it's not new. You removed it because you didn't want us to be able to do it. Obviously, not everything they do is going to be a hit. Not everything they do is going to be garbage. And we won't truly know how good this game is until the hundreds of thousands of us are playing. But again, is this good news? I think it is good news. It gets me excited. I imagine we're gonna have a beta soon. Maybe you played the college football 26 beta. Seemed fun from what I heard from people who actually got to play it. I'm not saying I got to play it, but people, you know. But either way, you've got time. The game is gonna be probably football. If you like football, and if you think it's a roster update, don't buy the game. If you want to think that this is going to be better, buy the game. If you want to wait, wait. Just wait. I don't get paid if you buy the game or you don't buy the game. What I want you to do is to have the best gaming experience for you on whatever that is. So these are my thoughts on what the notes are, the things that I've watched and read about as well. Otherwise, I did not rush this out. Obviously, you guys are seeing this the next day. Matters. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.